Scott Burnside, ESPN.com, alongside Pierre LeBrun. Beautiful day in Sochi, Russia, and somewhere over our shoulders, a couple of hockey rinks getting ready to be used here at the start of the tournament later this week. Pierre, I think this tournament looks different even before the players have had their first practice here. A lot of significant injury issues coming up. Steven Stamkos, we know about, Henrik Sedin, Marian Gaborik, the list goes on. My sense is you've done a little waffling in terms of how you think this tournament may play out, given some of the injury issues.
Yeah, no, I had been picking Sweden since last August. I just, the fact that it's on big ice overseas, we know that Canada and the U.S. have always struggled since the NHL entered the Olympics in Nagano and Torino, no medals. So I like Sweden to be the favorite, and they may still win it, but losing Henrik Sedin and Johan Franzen are huge blows. And Henrik Zetterberg, let's face it, he's not 100%. He's been battling something all year long with Detroit.
Alexander Steen coming off a concussion.
Yeah, so I think the Swedes have sort of, it just seems like this dark cloud hanging over them, much like I thought there was a dark cloud over Canada and Torino at those Olympics with all the injuries they had. And so we'll see. I could be totally wrong, and the Swedes could still win, but I've changed my pick from Canada to Sweden. I think, despite the loss of Steven Stamkos, I mean, Getzlaf, Taves, Tavares, and who's the other center? Oh, Crosby. I just think
I've heard of him.
The incredible talent down the middle for Team Canada, I think, will prevail. And it would be quite a story because, of course, the two North American countries overseas, always an issue at the NHL Olympics. But I like a Canada-Russia gold medal game. 41 years ago in this country, we had the great 72 Summit Series between Canada and the former Soviet Union, the best hockey, most important hockey series ever played. So let's get some history again.
Well, see, I go the other way. I agree with you.
Shocking.
I agree that the Swedes' injury issues, I think, are going to prevent them from winning a gold. I like the Americans and how they're coming into this. I know Max Pacioretty banged up in the last game before the break, but he will be here in Sochi. But I still like the depth up front for the Americans. I like the goaltending depth with Ryan Miller and Jonathan Quick. Some interesting dilemmas for head coach Dan Bilesman there. But the way I see my grid, I have my Olympic grid.
I saw it on your notepad on the plane.
I know, and I tell you that nothing fails. The grid does not fail, my friend. And I have a rematch, 2010. I've got Canada-U.S. in the gold medal game. I've got Sweden-Russia in the bronze medal game with Russia winning on home soil, winning a gold or a bronze, not what they would hope for. But I've got the Americans evening the score 4 years later.
Could be.
We'll see how it all turns out. And we hope that you will stay with ESPN.com for all of your Olympic coverage. For Pierre LeBrun, I'm Scott Burnside, Sochi, Russia.